the jump shot has become so much his bread and butter, which is great. But there's moments where we still need Joel Embiid to look at himself in the mirror and say, I'm the biggest basketball player on the court right now. There's nobody that can handle me when I put my shoulder down and attack the rim, and just do that. That just needs to happen for stretches. And I need him to have a reality check with himself about that. I don't know if it's PJ Tucker whispering in his ear, sweet nothings again, or whatever convinces him to do that. But I just need Joel to do that. And this is absolutely a huge legacy game for Game 7. And I know you said, like, you don't think those guys pay attention to that kind of stuff. I think they do more than you give it credit. And, like, Joel has to realize that. Like, this is by far the best chance. You've now taken the Celtics team to 6 games without him ever really playing his best basketball. He hasn't throughout this whole series. He's been fine. He has not been bad, but he hasn't had that takeover ability that we hope that he has and that we've seen at moments in time. It hasn't always been in the playoffs. It's been mostly like in key games of regular season. But this is the same team that he scored 52 against just a couple weeks ago in the regular season. So you can do it. I need to see it. And to me, that's the biggest thing is I need to see a will to win from Joel that he has not shown yet in the series, a start to finish, killer instinct, step on their next game. And that's the biggest thing to me. If the Sixers go down, it has to be at the hands of Joel Embiid doing everything in his power because stars win playoff games, and he is our superstar. He is the MVP, and he has to prove that he's ready to go out, leaving everything on the court.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to have to be like, look, we saw emotion from Joel last night, but a lot of it was directed, I think, in the wrong ways. And I think that was with a lot of this Sixers team. A lot of it was frustration. A lot of it was palms up. A lot of it was officiating. A lot of it was everything but like kind of, I don't want to put it this way, but like dropping your nuts and playing good basketball. He played fantastically on defense. It, I don't like, I want him to just like, I want him to dunk on Al Horford. I want him to put his head down. And he did it a couple times last
Give
night
a
where,
shimmy.
yeah, give him a shimmy. Why not? And like I saw it, you saw it a couple times last night where he does the jab step or the hezzy jab and goes middle, or he'll jab and go left, and he'll take that one big dribble, the power dribble, but then he gets in the paint and he pump, 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 and then like Al can just wait, and then pick the ball or swipe. Like do it one time and go right up. Like none of the funny business, none of the messing around. Be aggressive. And when it comes down to it, like he is an elite mid-range shooter. That's where a lot of the scoring will come from. But you're right. I think he needs to go and really assert his dominance at the rim on both ends because that's where
Yeah.
it's going to come from. And the two-man game is great. The pick and roll has been fantastic. It wasn't great last night, but in game 5, it was it killed the Celtics, absolutely killed them. But what needs to happen there is just the weak side shooting, really, because if the weak side defenders don't have to worry about any of those guys making jump shots, they can just collapse and they can
Yeah.
reach and they can
Yeah.
help. It's like it comes down to just making jump shots, man. Like it really does. And you're gonna have to get some help from guys like Tyrese, and James is gonna have to score, and you're gonna have those weird in between guys like Melton or Niang or freaking Daniel House, whoever it is. They're gonna have to get one of those games from those guys. It's gonna have to be that way. So I'm excited for it, man. I think. I mean, I'm gonna be a nervous mess. Like I do put on a pretty strong face for everybody here, but I am. I wish you guys could see me watch a game. I am a nervous wreck. I do not handle myself very well. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm excited. I'm terrified, but I am very excited.
Yeah, and the other guy I wanted to bring up, which is Joel Embiid's right-hand man here, is James Harden. It wasn't good enough from James Harden again last night. 4 for
Mhm.
16 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3. The
Yeah.
pick and roll stuff was weird to me because that looked like the cheat code in this series. It looked like there's no way Boston can handle that because both of them are too gifted of players for you to shut down every single option that you can create off a pick and roll look. Last night they were doing a lot of weird stuff where Harden kind of does like the dribble crossover to get a man on his back, and don't like that can create decent looks, and it's more of like a Harden attacking for himself, which I don't hate, but it also takes away a lot of like the spacing that you are supposed to be creating in that 3 point or in the
Yeah.
pick and roll. Like there's not, it basically forces it into a pick and pop situation, not a pick and roll. Joel's not going to have a chance to get downhill, which to me is the number one goal of the pick and roll. That's I think the best outcome that can come from is when you can set Joel up with a lane to the basket. That's the best possible outcome you can get. It kind of takes that away. I don't get it. That happened like 5 to 6 times. It stood out to me of
Yeah.
Harden like taking the dribble across his body and getting a guy on his back. So I don't know what that was about. That hasn't been a staple of Harden's game. He's done it for sure. It's not like abnormal, but felt like it was happening too much last night, and that's something that I would like to see taken away. I he wasn't a nothing last night like we've seen in some games. Like he had his
He dunked.
moments. He did dunk. He did dunk first
That
time
was
since October.
he dunked.
Yeah,
It was like a
yeah.
dunk too.
It was. I didn't know that he had that in the tank. That was cool. But 0 for 6 from 3 is never gonna cut it.
Yeah.
He didn't have his like the aggressiveness that I like to see that he has shown in these series. So yeah, I don't know. I'm again, this is gonna fall on the shoulders of Joel Embiid. This isn't a James Harden loss. He's already won 2 games for us in this series, which is a little hat tip there. But yeah, this is to me the Joel Embiid legacy game come Sunday.